Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another casted game for Age of Empires 4, and we're going to have a great game today. We don't often see this matchup between the players, that is. Kasva versus leenock, so I'm super excited about this one. We've got Kasva on the west side of the map in red as the Rus, and in the northeast corner of the map in teal, we've got leenock playing as the Holy Roman Empire, and the map is altai. One thing we need to get straight here with altai is what's the map like, because altai can be very variable. Sometimes you can have a really open front side of the base, and as you see today, for Kasva at least, it's relatively closed. He can wall up to between each cliffs very, very easily and nicely. But it does mean his wood lines, both of them are far forward. On the other hand, for leenock, he has a very wide open base, and holy moly, that's very precarious. That's not really what you want. As the Holy Roman Empire, you want the breathing space to get up to the castle age, grab those relics. Having said that, the Holy Roman Empire are no joke in the feudal age of themselves. They can be very aggressive and very strong, so we shall see if that ends up being the case. But leenock, playing as a Holy Roman Empire today, we need to see how he plans this one out, because Kasva can be very aggressive, and you know what I'd love to see? I don't think it will happen necessarily, but I would love to see a wooden fortress rush. For me personally, that'd be a great way to start the game. Pile on the pressure to the Holy Roman Empire on that forward gold, because not only is this map incredibly open for leenock, the gold is in a very, very rough spot. It does have the berries and the deer at the back, but in terms of secondary gold, it's further out here on the right, on the left side for Kasva. That is horrible. If that gold can be denied, if the gold can be denied here for the Holy Roman Empire, that become an issue. And even if it's not a wooden fortress rush, the fact is often the Rus tend to get more scouts on the field. It does appear that only Kasva is going for 2 though. Only 2 scouts for now, not the third one. And so he might look to pile on some pressure with those scouts, at least on the gold to start off with. I mean, does he actually see that the gold is forward? He does. He knows the gold's forward, so we should be expecting some pressure there early on in this game. Let's have 9 villages on the sheep. We'll need to bring some sheep back at home. It's going to be running out of sheep there to be taken. Might need to transition to berries, or deer rather. We're bringing in the sheep now. Won't want to spend the extra wood for the hunting cabin. Is now opting to get a wheelbarrow, and that's going to be significant. He needs to make sure he gets enough bounty to do so to get up to the next stage if you're going to opt for that. You need to kill a couple of extra sheep. We do hear some wolves being aggroed, so yeah, that is key, because of course the Rus tend to go for this early wheelbarrow build, which does cost them 150 gold. So they'll need to make sure that for the bounty, they manage to get the rest of the bounty they need to get to the next stage. And altai is not too bad. It should be pretty doable, because of course you do have a deer patch very, very close to you on your initial spawn, so it should be no problem getting at least 1 deer patch to start off the game, and 2 scouts who should be on hand to be able to get the rest. It does appear that he's got the 200 gold now to get up to the next stage if he needs to. He's got the wolves coming in as well, so Kasva will be doing fine here in terms of the bounty. We'll even be able to activate tier 2 very soon. Just needs to kill a sheep or 2 and be doing that. We'll be able to get to the next stage now. I suspect with the Golden Gate, it looks like leenock is already on the way. It is indeed the Golden Gate, but leenock on the way with the Ark and Chapel. In a nice spot, we'll be having the wood, the sheep, the deer, and the berries. Well, partially the berries, yeah. That's a very nice spot there for the Ark and Chapel. Problem for him is the gold. He might need to outpost the gold. He's going for a couple of villages on stone. I suspect it's for the outpost, isn't it, really? That's what's likely to happen here. Oh, leenock does lose a lot of sheep there. Loses the scout to the town centre. That is not something we expect. It's not something we see very often by pro players like this. But it's happened today for leenock and the Holy Roman Empire, going up with 5 villages on that Ark and Chapel. Look at Kasva's gold. We need to have a look at that. It's a very nice spawn here for Kasva. Holy moly, you can't ask for much better than this. 2 back golds. I mean, this gold is so good for him. The trouble for leenock is that he only has really 1 viable gold at the moment. If this is pressured, and there's no pressure coming out at the moment, to be fair. So that's kind of one thing to bear in consideration, that leenock's not really in any sort of trouble. He can wall up to the woodline here and have that back gold nice and safe. Kasva's got both golds nice and safe. They're not really reliant on that anyway as the Rus at this point in the game. That is for sure. But now villagers are going to be under pressure here. 2 of them looking to build up that stable. I suspect horsemen will need to come out here. Kasva might invest in a barracks. Oh, villagers got pulled there, just dragging them towards the town centre. We'll see a barracks for Kasva in response. That's often what we'd expect to see. It is indeed the case. Of course, he sees a stable, go for a barracks, getting a wooden fortress as well for the Rus. We're bolstering that wood income, 20% more wood because of that wooden fortress coming in on this lumber camp. It's Scouts just harassing. Horsemen are queued up though. Kasva will need to be careful though, because horsemen will have the movement speed over the scouts. So whilst Kasva will be looking to bring the scouts back home, these horsemen will continue the chase, and it looks like Kasva's going to bring back the weak one to keep that one alive. And that's the right play here. Does engage with the horseman. I don't think you can engage for too long. Now needs to back off there, Kasva. There we see that wooden fortress will be going up, boosting that wood income. Be very nice for him. Will we be seeing a 2-town centre play by either player? Probably not. Could be done by the Roos, but look at that Ark and Chapel already transitioning to farms. That's a bit interesting. Early farms here for leenock. Not really anticipating that. Didn't expect that. Going for the early farming transition, maybe freeing up some APM. Not that he's short of APM. This is leenock we're talking about. Going for a refreshment of that lumber camp. Scouts just going to keep an eye on things. Spearman out on hand. Going to get a good hit on that horseman. Horseman going to be looking to get some value. Not managing to do too much there. Especially with the spearman on hand for Kasva. Will we be seeing a ball play by the Roos? I'm not so sure. But there is that outpost. We saw him mine that stone, that 56 stone. That will afford him the arrow slips upgrade for that gold. Securing that position, that's very important. leenock just securing his position in the feudal age before he opts to think about even castle age. And just the one barracks so far for Kasva. Quite a few horsemen on the field. Does snipe that spearman. And the scouts will be heading back home. Kasva's woodline will be nice and protected. Spearman will be bracing. Does get a good few hits on the scout. That's actually not really what you want as Kasva. It does now start to switch his attention to the horseman. Because of course attacking the scout doesn't really help too much unless you kill it. If you kill it, that's fantastic. If you don't, that's a bit terrible because the scout will be able to regenerate health. The scout does go down eventually, which is actually quite key for Kasva. He lost a lot of damage per second on that scout, so not killing the scout there would have been a bit of a problem for him. There's that wooden fortress rush. We talked about it earlier in the game. We expected it from a player like Kasva or his playstyle, and this is really key. What happened to Arrow-slits? Did Arrow-slits not get clicked? I don't know what happened there. leenock didn't click Arrow-slits and now is being punished for it. He has clicked it now though, so he will be able to deny these villagers, but that's very late. 2 spearmen there. Gonna get some good attacks on the horseman. Holy smokes. Riding by there, and villagers garrison inside the wooden fortress. Really good value there for Kasva. The horsemen actually dive into that outpost. It does mean that villagers will be idled here. Going to deposit the stone and just go elsewhere. Maybe look to take the berries. Maybe can go for this stone pile. Bit surprised to see him go for stone anyway. Looks like it's going to save up for Arrow-slits himself. And that would be pretty key because these wooden fortresses are pretty tanky. They're hard to deal with. And so that gold is denied. Wait. Is he opting for that secondary gold? We were talking about it earlier. The walls go up in time, and that is so key. But Kasva's going to chop through. He's going to chop through. Holy smokes, Kasva. Chop through. Do it. If he gets through, that is so key. And he might just do it. But leenock going to try and get another layer of walls up. Will he get it up in time? The villager's going forward for Kasva, and he gets through. And he's going to build the wooden fortress, and that is huge. Double wooden fortress going down. Spearman on hand. That is huge. Kasva with a perfect moment there in this game. Going to deny the second goal. And this is a problem for leenock. He's not going to have access to any gold on this map now. And what a play there by Kasva. We were talking about it earlier in the game. I wasn't expecting it to happen. It did happen. It came later in the game than I expected, but the wooden fortress came up, and now leenock under a lot of pressure. He didn't have the scouting information he needed. Outpost does go up, so it does offer him a little bit of protection. Does halt the outpost rush a little bit, or the wooden fortress rush, but now this is a problem for leenock. It doesn't have any access to safe gold. He's going to be stuck into feudal age for a very long time. It does have a huge amount of food income though. And they're chopping through the wood line. Pretty funny there. It's going to secure the position even further with the wooden palisades. The fortified palisade gate walls. And oh, imagine if leenock was walled out here as well. Not sure if Kaz will be able to manage it. And he's going to pick up... Is this deer? What is this? Yeah, it's got deer as well. This is huge value for Kasva right now. What fantastic play. Does have Arrow-slits as well. Could even think about getting the castle turret upgrade. Would increase the damage of arrows fired by +2. Could even get castle watch. Holy smokes. That'd be huge. Kasva using the tickets in his golden gate. Maybe looking to get up to the castle age. Does have a lot of food and gold to be able to get up there. leenock really floating up a lot of food, and that's partially because of the farming economy underneath the Ark and Chapel, and needs to rebalance his economy. Needs quite a few villages on wood, I suspect. It does have a lot of villages on wood. Needs a feudal age army out there. Maybe even considering getting a market, to be fair. He's going to send the villagers out now. Where are they going to go? They're going to go towards the gold. There's no aristocrats here. I'm not sure if he can safely mine the gold. Actually, he might just be able to. I think if he gets a mining camp on this side of the gold, he might be able to manage it. Oh, this is fantastic play by Kasva. Look at that. He recognizes that the tertiary gold is on the other side. And this is just so smart by Kasva. Oh my god, with a clutch play. Going to try and wall them out even further. I managed to try and build up over a bit of a trap there. Didn't manage it in time. But he knows the villagers are now idle, 12 of them. Do you know what? Kasva could just take this gold if he wants to. Maybe it might be important to get a wooden fortress here, actually. We're not opting to do so. Now he's going up with the Abbey of the Trinity. Has full map control. Going to be again bringing in some of those relics. That'd be very nice for him. If he gets the relics in, I mean, he's going to deny the Holy Roman Empire gold and relics. What more could you want? It's going to be a second town centre for leenock. He's forced into a heavy feudal age. We say we don't see that much feudal age play by the Holy Roman Empire, but we're going to see it today. Not by choice. He's been forced into it here, leenock. There's that castle age time. I don't know, if you're leenock, maybe you have to sell the food to get up to the next stage. He's under pressure. The warrior monks are queued up. Relics are going to be picked up. Wait a minute. No, Kasva, don't do it. If he chops through a little bit here, just hear me out, guys. Just hear me out. If he gets a lumber camp here, starts to chop through, and gets a wooden fortress like literally there, in the middle of that forest, where would leenock get wood? He wouldn't be able to get any wood. There's an outpost there getting aristocrats though, so I'm not sure if it would work. But just imagine a wooden fortress there, guys. We've seen Salami do something very similar. There's the barracks play there for leenock, setting himself up for that castle age, or maybe having to just try and defend a castle age push here. Because Kasva is starting to transition into stable units, getting those knights on the field. But leenock will be getting up to the next stage. I believe it's a market. Yeah, he put a market down to get to the next stage. I was planning to go for the Regnus Cathedral. I don't think that's the play. I think it's the Burger Palace he needs. Well, he's going to go for the Regnus Cathedral. To be fair, he has already invested in the 3 barracks. So he's going to go for the Regnus Cathedral. There's a scout. Villager being brought out on the right side. I'm going to try and wall that in. Wall him in. If he does, that would be pretty impressive. Warrior monk picking up that forward relic. That is so key. This is so great play by Kasva. But there is the Regnus Cathedral going up with 60 villages. I mean, let's not mince the words. Leenock is not out of this game. Not by a long shot. Not when the Holy Roman Empire are concerned. As a defensive civilization with their emplacements, they can be fantastically strong. And he does get to the castle age now. I mean, this outpost has already used the emergency repairs once. Does have access to another emergency repair if he needs to. Goes up with the Regnus Cathedral, but is fully walled in. Double palisade walls here as well, and it's a bit of an issue because leenock doesn't really have a way out here. He needs to take care of this wooden fortress or just ride past it. I think he's going to have to trade for the gold. I think he's using the market here. And that's never going to be hugely efficient, or not in the long term anyway. Kasva bringing back 1 relic already, going with the monastery because he's just anticipated getting even more. Second relic coming in. That relic income is going to be very nice for Kasva, and leenock would be wishing for any sort of gold income, let alone relic income. Yeah, I think Kasva's chopping through here. I don't know if he's chopping through or just getting wood. A couple of castle age knights heading forward, spearmen on hand to defend though. A bit of a strange way that these villagers are chopping. Going to the edges of that forest rather than the centre. Not the most efficient, but it is what it is. Second relic is in now. Another warrior monk going around the left side. That one being picked up as well. I mean, at this rate, Kasva could even opt to get the sacred sites. I think we heard some siege on the map. Yep, it is siege. It is a trebuchet. I know my sounds, guys. There's a trebuchet going to be taking out the wooden fortress. Wooden fortress will be going down. So Kasva will have some time, though, still, to build up his army. Going for some spearmen and knights, getting a hunting cabin on the deer patch there, getting the sacred sites on the right side as well, whilst whilst it carries the relic home, and gold income going to be insane. Another relic being brought in, third already in the bank, bringing home a fourth, getting 2 sacred sites. Gonna get the center one as well. Got full control over this game in terms of gold, that is for sure. Let's take a look at the gold income per minute. It's 800 gold per minute. That's going to be rising. And don't forget, well, there's actually quite a decent number of villages of gold there, to be fair, for kasva. Alright, but leenock's still not out of this game. He's got a trebuchet. He's going to have a lot of spearmen. That'll counter the knights that kasva has. And, I don't know. leenock might have a big push here, but you just get the feeling the economic advantage that kasva has now is a little bit insane. 58 villages for leenock, 56 for kasva. Does have a siege workshop, committing to archery ranges as well. So, yeah, this is a problem because once you have an army composition of knights and archers for the Rus, up against just full spearmen, that's going to be an issue. There's no man-at-arms on the field for the Holy Roman Empire. Can't afford it. Doesn't have the gold income. And denying the gold here is so key. Trebuchet's going to try and take out the wooden fortress here on the left side, but this is going to take ages to deal with. It's going to take ages to have access to gold again. Does have access to gold now, actually. I take that back. It's 18 villages on gold. So might be looking to get some man-at-arms on the field. You get the feeling spearmen man-at-arms could be doing quite well here. Full infantry for leenock could be quite nice, but then would lead itself quite nicely for mangonels for the Rus. Getting the ball here is kasva. Do you know what? leenock might even think about Imperial Age. I probably wouldn't risk it at this stage because he's going to be under a lot of pressure here if he does. The Knight's going to try and get some value here on the right side. A lot of spearmen on hand though to defend. The Knights won't get too much value. Will he go through the middle now? Not a lot of army here. Not a lot of army here for kasva either though, to be fair. Knights go behind that palisade wall, and trouble for leenock is that he might struggle and would relatively soon, but there is that age up potential. It is going to be the Palace of Swire, but the question is, where does he put it? He's going to put it on the wood line. And so the printer comes out, the villager printer comes out, the economy will be high for leenock as time goes on. But, you know, we've said it before on this channel, we're going to say it again. You guys are going to get sick of it. I need to develop an email or some sort of command, because you guys know what I'm going to say, right? When you age up, that is often when you're at the most vulnerable position. leenock is aging up. When he gets to the Imperial Age, he has invested a lot of resources in that Imperial Age. kasva's going to know it, and that's going to be his chance to strike. He's got to keep there in position. He's got 3 archer ranges. In fact, rather than archers, he's going for crossbows. He's anticipating man-at-arms. The crossbows knights, and if he takes care of the spears, then he's going to be under a lot of pressure. leenock gets to the Imperial Age. What does kasva do? What does he do? What does he do? What does he do? He heads forward straight away. Instantaneously, his reaction is to go forward, is to put aggression, is to attack, and it's going to get the villagers off for gold again, and that's an issue for leenock. kasva pressurizes immediately as his opponent gets to the Imperial Age. Knight being sent forward for the scouting information does die, but loses a life for a valuable cause. And 3 sacred sites in play. The Holy Roman Empire used the emergency repairs, buys himself some time, but these crossbows will take a good fight against the spears. The spears can't really do much against this with kiting here. kasva not kiting it though. Not sure why. He will now. The spearmen's come out for kasva as well. Emergency repairs being used again by the Holy Roman Empire. I really hate that technology, I have to say. There's just, that outpost should have been down ages ago. But it is what it is. And knights are going to keep just running around, pulling the spearmen left, right and centre. The crossbow is going to snipe the spearmen as they can. All knights get caught out of position there, just a little bit. And leenock going to be losing his army. You get the feeling this is going to head south here for him. Doesn't seem to be a way back. The spearmen run forward towards the keep, and that sacred site is secure in position. And leenock sees no way out of this. The military really starting to build up for kasva. Pushing forward now, knights and crossbows, the army of composition choice, all the Rus pressurizing the main TC now, going to head forward, and kasva going to struggle. Sorry, leenock going to struggle. Looks like kasva is not going to struggle. He's going to get a keep on that Palace of Swabia. That is the game. Get out of my game, keep, and leenock does get out of the game. He taps out. kasva takes this game on altai. The Rus triumphing over the HRE, and it's really down to the gold income. The gold income was completely denied for the Holy Roman Empire. Fantastic play by kasva. And I hope you guys enjoy this casted game. If you did, do give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching on YouTube, take care and see you next time. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to have some more casted games, so do stick around. Take care and see you next time.